Guys, I know a lot of you are interested to money. So let's talk about high-paying IT careers. Is the cloud the holy grail? So, Trev, I am convinced that the future of high-paying IT careers is in the cloud. Is there something bigger than AI and cybersecurity right now? Are we all sailing towards career gold?
It is a great question. So first, I'll start by just agreeing with you 100%. I think at this moment in time, at 2023, the highest earners I know are doing a handful of things. They are working in the cloud in some capacity, either in maybe solutions architecture and design, or even in software development. These days, you can earn a lot if you're really talented. Security, yeah, absolutely. Those folks have always made money. There's been these crazy stats of security job gaps for like a decade now, and that's probably never changing. Even, actually, security is even more relevant right now because data security is now the hot topic, and we're still figuring that whole thing out as an industry, really. Um, Same with AI. So, are we in the golden age of tech careers? I think from a money perspective, we are. We've been in a really good spot for the last like 5 years. What's happened in the last 5 years is earning potential has gone up a lot because of the labor market throughout like 2018 to maybe 2022. That said, the labor market has a huge effect on this, and like the labor market's interesting right now. So time will tell if we're in the golden age. My prediction is that as long as the prophecy of what AI will deliver for us in the next decade is real, I think that we have a really, I might call it a golden age for the next decade ahead of us. As long as AI delivers on that promise of really reinventing business and the way we interface with technology, anybody who knows something that connects to AI, whether that's prompting the AI or working on cloud where you're hosting AI, or if you're learning how to connect networks to your AI systems or connect data into your AI models to train it, I think those type of fields are going to be in high demand for a while, for as long as people are big believers in this whole AI thing, which I personally am. I've seen it, so I'm like, I can't help but be excited about it. I use it every day in my life. But just on the topic of AI, the one thing I always like to say is I think that the way AI is going to change our lives is a lot different than most people think. I think a lot of people think that they're going to wake up one day and like the world's just going to change, but I believe it's going to actually be a lot of very small changes, right? Like these products that you're already using, AI will be integrated into them. Over time, basically everybody will have their own specialized AI virtual assistant. But these are kind of small little changes that are going to cascade. It's not like we're going to wake up one day and there's going to be AI robots marching around the street and we're all going to be looking for jobs. It's going to be a very slow change over the next, I think at least the next decade, but more, I'm always too optimistic. It's probably going to be a few decades that this unfolds throughout.
Yeah, quite agree. But the AI robots thing, that's pretty expensive. I don't think it's gonna happen soon. Not the next decade. If you talk
Uh,
about hardware, it's always expensive.
Totally. Yeah. No, I think we're far away from like humanoid AI robots. I don't know. I'm a big fan. My girlfriend, she works in robotics and she keeps me up to speed on what's happening. I've seen some of the latest things. They're cool. I think where that field seems to be at is like robots are very advanced and can do amazing things when you statically program them to do them. But we're still a long way from robots like
Yeah.
observing the world and then learning how to do things. Very, very, very early there. But I don't know. In a decade, um, who knows? Maybe we'll have self-driving cars in 10 years, but we've been talking about that for the last decade too. So uh, your
That
guess
is,
is as good as mine.
I think that is more feasible,
Yeah.
possible, because the AI is already integrated to something that is already running, which are
Mm-hmm.
cars.
Yep.
It's not like robots that up to now, we still don't have robots in our household, right? Speaking of AI, is cloud always relevant to AI technology?
Oh yes. Oh yes. In almost every way. I think of AI can be thought of in a few different layers, right? There is like the hardware layer of AI. That's the raw compute. We're talking GPUs and training and inference chips. Well, where are most chips? They're in the cloud. So just at a hardware and raw, just you need compute. So already cloud's relevant. But then if we go up another layer, there's like developer tools and like building functions. So for example, I use Code Whisperer, which is like this coding companion that helps me write software faster. This is another tool that I've been using a lot from Amazon called AWS Party Rock. And you can describe an application, it will automatically build that prompt in that application for you. So that's a layer that I would call like developer tools. That's an area where AWS has just like been like one of the leading forces for the last decade, and I think just is such a core competency at AWS. So I'm very excited to see more work in that level of just developer tools. So already cloud's relevant for compute and developer tools, and now there's one other layer on top of that, which is just like raw like SaaS and business applications. And the way cloud's relevant there is, well, we all know cloud providers release their own SaaS services and products. So we're going to continue to see that. An example is AWS at reInvent announced a tool called Amazon Q, which is like a SaaS chatbot type of thing. And I think that that's an area that I would put at that kind of top applications layer. And then the other half of that application layer is all of the other companies that are building their AI apps on top of the cloud. So I'm thinking about some companies that come to mind might be like Pinecone. That's like a vector database company. There's a company called like Writer.ai that I've heard of. But there's all these SaaS companies that are building these custom AI tools. Well, guess what? Cloud benefits from that too, because when you have a successful tool that's hosted on the cloud, that is ultimately revenue that flows back into the cloud provider services and companies. So yes, it's relevant in almost every single way. Most AI training and inference is done in the cloud today. And I don't really expect that to change because of the investment cloud is making in high performance custom chips that I don't know if you'll be able to have the same scale, like economies of scale on premise to make it cost effective as you would in the cloud.
Okay, so in conclusion, cloud investment or cloud learning investment is the way to go. Whether you specialize in security, AI, machine learning, development or developer tools, it's a must if you want to get good money.
I think so. I definitely think so. I think all of the highest paying fields in tech touch cloud in some way. So yes, learning cloud is good because I think it's fun. But yeah, it will probably over the mid and long term help your net worth or your pocketbook a little bit too.